Welcome back into Occupy Democrats, and it's another Trump made-up treason Tuesday for those Americans who actually care about democracy. Because if you're old enough to recall, there was a thing way back in the day called the Pentagon Papers, which kind of blew up things inside of the intelligence community and the government. And in this breaking story, we have the very same thing happening again, only it has to do with the government putting its thumb on the scale of free speech. And this is a whole new Oprah. So there was the Pentagon Papers, but I'm going to call this the Putin Protocols because that's exactly what Trump and his sycophants are doing in terms of a smear campaign every single time someone says something they don't like. Take a listen to what RFK said about Charlie Kirk here.
Charlie's other passion was free speech. He understood that the free flow of information was the soil, the water, the sunlight for democracy.
Now let's remember how Mitch McConnell denied Merrick Garland a hearing here.
And today, 2 weeks later, we have 52 Republicans who think we don't need either a hearing or a vote in committee. The next president, whoever that may be, is going to be the person who chooses the next Supreme Court justice.
It's we the people. Sometimes the politicians forget that. Senator Mitch McConnell agrees. The American people should decide.
He thought that conversation was the only way to heal our country.
Because when it's all said and done, this is what Mitch and 52 Republicans did. Silence you.
I think it's safe to say there will not be hearings or votes.
But oh no, J.D. Vance is going to tell you exactly what the Putin protocols are right here.
When you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer. We don't believe in political violence, but we do believe in civility. And there is no civility in the celebration of political assassination.
And yet here's Charlie himself touting what he believed.
Cancel culture never comes from a mass amount of people. It's always a small, angry, venomous group of keyboard warriors.
And of course, the news stories abound recently after that about canceling anything you might comment on. This.
That was Vice President J.D. Vance there hosting the Charlie Kirk Show on Monday. And his comments came after several businesses and organizations took action against employees for their public comments about Kirk's assassination. MSNBC cut ties with analyst Matthew Dowd last Wednesday after he suggested on air that Kirk's rhetoric led to his death. In a statement, executives from parent company Comcast said Dowd made, quote, an unacceptable and insensitive comment about this horrific event. On Friday, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange said it fired an employee over inappropriate social media posts relating to Kirk's death that violated its anti-violence policy.
And listen to what Charlie has to say. This was his point.
One of the ways that you could fight against cancel culture is you do not apologize to them unless you did something legitimately wrong. You don't even validate them. You go right after them when they attack you.
So in this breaking story, the smear campaign against country rock star Bryan is exactly what we thought. The Putin Protocols. Here is the story. Breaking news, DHS lashes out at country star over his new song Slamming Ice. The Department of Homeland Security has joined in on the MAGA backlash to country crooner Bryan's new anti-ICE song. After it was released on Friday, a who's who of right-wing talking heads lamented the multiple Grammy winner's new, as yet untitled, track snippet. In it, he blasts the immigration goon squad's heavy-handed approach to delivering President Donald Trump's deportation dreams. MAGA podcaster Benny Johnson said Bryan will lose fans as a result of the track, while conservative commentator Rogan O'Hanley, who goes by DC Drano online, called for a boycott. In quotes, we were just invaded by over 10 million illegal aliens, and who does Bryan cheer for? The illegals, he said. I smell a boycott brewing. Tricia McLaughlin, the DHS Assistant Secretary of Public Affairs, has now joined the pile-on. In quotes, stick to pink skies, she urged Bryan in a sarcastic comment given to TMZ referring to the 29-year-old's 2024 track about family loss and memories. McLaughlin, clearly happy with her work, shared the TMZ story on her Instagram story. Bryan teased the new track on his Instagram Friday. He shared a snippet that includes lyrics that appeared to blast ICE, which is under the DHS umbrella. In quotes, didn't wake up dead or in jail. Some out-of-town boy's been given a cell. I got some bad news. Woke up missing you. My friends are all degenerates, but they're all I got. The snippet begins. In quotes, the generational story of dropping the plot. I heard some cops king, cocky muffa, ain't they? and ICE is going to come bust down your door, try to build a house, no bills no more. Well, I got a telephone, kids are all scared and all alone. Bryan croons. In quotes, the boss stopped bumping, the rock stopped rolling, the middle finger's rising and it won't stop showing. Got some bad news, the fading of the red, white, and blue. Bryan turned off the comments on the post as conservatives rushed to bash him. Some felt that Bryan, who had previously posted a photo of himself with Trump on the side, had turned on the president. Benny Johnson forecast trouble for the former seaman who left the Navy to pursue a music career. In quotes, he just drew over 112,000 fans to what became the largest concert in U.S. history last week. Now, that will never happen again. When will they learn? Question mark. Johnson warned on X. The Daily Beast has asked the DHS what McLaughlin dislikes in particular about the lyrics and if the agency plans to slam every song it dislikes. Reps for Bryan have also been asked for comment. The White House responded after country singer Zach Bryan released a song criticizing immigration raids under the Trump administration. In quotes, while Zach Bryan wants to open the gates to criminal illegal aliens and has condemned heroic ICE officers, something in the orange tells me a majority of Americans disagree with him and support President Trump's Great American Revival. Godspeed, Zach, White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson said in a statement shared with Newsweek on Tuesday. You see, folks, I'm not even going to call this fascism anymore. We are far beyond that. That is why I'm giving this the name now for myself called the Putin Protocols. Because if you're going to, from the top of your government, all of your cabinet members all the way down to literally in this story and what we've seen for the last several months, boots on the ground, then you're way past fascism. No, we're discussing Stalin and Lenin now. This is Putin protocols that Donald Trump is dealing with. It is absolutely frightening when you can't let comics or musicians have their say. You guys like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and whoo, stay frosty.